Hi, I'm Margie Coles, and I'm with Point B Consulting Firm, and I'm here at the UX Strategy Summit Conference and having a wonderful time and have the delightful opportunity to sit here with Julie Baher from Citrix. And I have to say, Julie, I was really struck by the fact that you came on board to Citrix almost as the beginning of the UX team in 2010, and it's only 2014, and it just seems like so much has happened since that time. What was it like to come on board at that time, and what do you think was the turning point that they got so interested in user experience in 2010?
Sure, so it was really interesting. So a little bit earlier than even 2010, the CEO and the board and the executives got together and thought, how can we make this company really competitive in the enterprise space? And one of the things they thought about was, we could actually have well-designed products, because, as you know, enterprise software is not always the best designed, easiest to use product. So as they thought about that, they thought we should create a VP level position. And so they hired my boss, who's Catherine Courage. And so she came in also beginning of 2010, and she was chartered with, let's put together a team and really make UX a strategic function at this company. And so that's really how it started. They'd had some people doing, I think as we talked earlier, I'm not sure how much it was design, but there's icons that need to go in products and a little bit of window dressing. But as things were changing and you needed more mobile clients and a lot of really new things where there weren't existing patterns that you could build off like a Microsoft library, then it became really important to say, how do we do this and build these products that are going to be on every single platform that are really world class?
So when I was listening to you, I was struck by how much it seemed like the whole company actually shifted, particularly the engineering team in terms of getting excited about UX. What do you think are, if you were to talk to somebody and say, I'm starting from scratch, which you did, where would you say the best pointers would be for them?
I think some of the first things is to really, just as we do in design, is to understand the user, so to really understand the engineers, like what excites them, what products do they use that they love. So we worked a lot through analogies and helping them see that, all cars have the same functions, but the designs are really different. Or another great example is like the iPod. So,
right.
A requirements document, if you were going to create an MP3 player, all looks the same. There's music, there's songs, you can play, you can advance, you connect, and somehow you get the music on it in the old days. But when you look at the early products until Apple came out, the early ones were really hard to use, hard to connect, didn't have, teeny little buttons you could barely hold. So helping them see that this is what design is. It's not just painting onto something that's just one form factor. It's really understanding interactions and making these delightful experiences. So that was part of what we needed to do with them, beyond just literally doing work and showing them great work, was helping them just get what this whole field is that was new to them.
And I also was struck by, at one point you brought up a slide that had design thinking, and then it had lean startup and agile, and you somehow tied them together. So do you think that's unique to where you are, and how do you think that's going to play going forward for us as UXers or for us that are interested in great product development?
I think that's something that's maybe just evolving right at this moment, too, because I think there was a lot of hype and excitement and, things like Business Week and Fortune about design thinking, and the Kellys at IDEO, they really put forth a lot of excitement on design thinking. And then recently, in the last probably 2 or 3 years, Lean Startup has really taken off, and we're all like, we're all amazed by what the startups are doing, and they're iterating the products and the business model. So what I found interesting in looking at, what's the intersection of these things, and they're all important things, understanding your users and prototyping and testing. And so I think it's really people putting together the sort of upfront, hey, we're not sure what to make, but we're finding these user needs, and then the, hey, how do we productize it and turn it into a business and really make a go of it?
Right. Well, that was really cool too. That I also saw in the agile sprint cycle, you were actually showing not just sprint 0, and you were showing sprint 1 and sprint 2 as part of design production. Can you speak a little bit about that? I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I think that's been one of the challenges, almost fits in with your questions about engineering, because in design, there's the production work we do, and that's that's good and that's very important, and but maybe not as strategic as the upfront work. So a lot of what we try to do is before the project or in a sprint 0, like what's the big picture, what's the we like to do a design brief, like why are we building this product, who's it for, and then start to put together some higher level concepts, information architecture, so that then when you sort of move into the production phase, like you know where you're going as a design team, and you're getting a little bit ahead of where the engineers are on the sprints.
Well, it's been really fun to interview you, and I know that it was fun just to talk before this began, and I would love to continue afterwards, but I think that we'll probably wrap this up for now. Thank you very much, Julie.
Thank you.